Just wanted to talk, that's all.
How's it going, everybody? How's it going? We are approaching the trade deadline, now just 10 days away. I saw a report today. This came from Ricky Ricardo, the Yankees' Spanish broadcast announcer. He apparently has some inside information. He thinks that the Yankees have an offer out there for Eugenio Suarez and some others, and that they are not including Spencer Jones in the trade package. Apparently, the Yankees believe that Spencer Jones might really be turning a corner. He is on fire right now, and we've got a bunch of voicemails with some different takes on that. We'll preview the series coming up. But I just want to talk a little bit about Spencer Jones because I've always hated the comparison to Aaron Judge. There's only one Aaron Judge, okay? Dude hit 52 home runs as a rookie. Should have won MVP, Gold Glove outfielder, amazing human being. But he is an anomaly. He's a Barry Bonds level hitter. And to expect Spencer Jones to be that guy just because he's tall and big and athletic was never a reasonable expectation. But there is one thing that Aaron Judge did that I think compares to what Spencer Jones has done. Okay? And that is tweaking his mechanics after the 2016 season led to a rapid and dramatic increase in production, which has really gotten my attention. Look, when Judge made that adjustment, he hit 52 home runs the next year. Spencer Jones, a month and a half back, went into an unbelievable crouch, wide open stance, and he almost is mimicking Aaron Judge's stance and some of that early leg kick stuff that he did. And since then, he has been unbelievable. So the turnaround following and my cat is saying hello, the turnaround following a mechanical switch is something they both have in common. And I find that very interesting. So let's take a look at Spencer Jones so far this year. He began at Double-A. He hit 274, 389 on base percentage, 16 home runs, 983 OPS, and a 594 slugging percentage. And then he went absolutely ballistic since getting called up to Triple-A. 16 games at Triple-A. He's already got 10 home runs. He's hitting 426, 481 on base percentage, 1422 OPS, and a 941 slugging. That, my friends, is absurd. It is absolutely absurd. And it's got me sort of leaning into the Judge comparisons. It's so absurd because of the change he made. If this was just a random occurrence that he happened to be getting hot at the right time, I might think, well, maybe it's just a hot streak. It's an anomaly. But the fact that it corresponds with an intentional change in his approach, I think is something to keep an eye on. He's hitting opposite field home runs on low and away breaking balls. At any level, that's impressive. I don't care if it's Triple-A. Now, I'm not here to say he's the next Judge, but I will say this. The Spencer Jones we're seeing right now is not the same version that had me rolling my eyes a couple of months ago and talking bust. This is a different dude. He is re-engineered. He has shortened up the load. He has gotten quicker through the zone, and he is hunting baseballs with a purpose. And that's what hitters figure out to do. That's what pros do. And this sudden surge changes everything because it changes his trade value. It changes the Yankees' leverage at the deadline. And it might change his timeline to the Bronx from never to maybe now soon. But the problem is they still don't have anywhere to give him at bats, which means, potentially a trade could happen. Right? But if you're Cashman and you're watching him light up radar guns with his exit velocity and hit balls 450 feet a couple times a day, you don't want to trade that. You don't want to move that. I could see him moving somebody like Cam Schlittler, who moved up quickly through the organization, 100-mile-an-hour fastball, major league ready pitcher. I don't want to move him. You're going to have to move somebody to, bring in the kind of talent that the Yankees want to get, a 35 home run guy in Suarez. or a number 3 starting pitcher. So if he keeps this up, we might be looking at another freak of nature in the Yankees lineup. I've got a bunch of voicemails here on Spencer Jones, so we're going to go through that, and then we'll talk about the series coming up.
Hey, Derek, it's Thomas. Spencer Jones, 4 for 5 yesterday with 2 homers, a double, and I think a single. I mean, he's batting like over 400, like 26 bombs, over 1,000 OPS. Yankees need to find room to bring this guy up. You can't just trade.
Problem is, I mean, you got Trent Grisham in center field. You got Cody Bellinger in the outfield. You got Jason Dominguez, who's gotten markedly better throughout the course of the year. I mean, you just don't, and I mean, nobody's taking Judge's spot. Stanton's heating up in the DH spot. You got Ben Rice still trying to get at bats, hitting the ball as hard as anybody in the major leagues. The only way out of this is to make some trades, I think.
Man, Spencer Jones, pretty interesting. He's played himself into a conundrum here. He's probably either gonna have to be traded or get played at some point here in the show. When you look at his FanGraph numbers and some of the stats there, it's pretty incredible. I think fielding and running are almost topped out as well. So he's an elite defender. This would be pretty interesting. I think the smart.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Brian. Brian always with great takes. Look, the fact that he can play defense and he can run only adds to his value, both in a trade and to the Yankees. And if he's figured out how to hit and how to drive the ball in the air with his natural power and strength, that is a game changer. We got Sam from Miami.
Hey, Derek, Sam from Miami here. Really interesting with this whole Spencer Jones issue because we don't really, where's he going to go, I mean, I don't think we can call him up this year at all. Who are you going to send down? We already have too many. We need more infielders. We don't need more outfielders. We don't need more DHs. He's not going to take time away from Dominguez or Judge or probably Grisham or Bellinger. And then next year we have Dominguez, Judge. Stanton's still here, so he's going to be the DH. Rice is going to be first base line. I think Bellinger opts in. I don't think and if Bellinger doesn't sign in, I think we try to re-sign him. I don't think we trust a rookie over it. But I don't think they're going to trade him because he's great value.
Yeah. We had an interesting comment just a minute ago that I want to bring up, which was trade Ben Rice and give Spencer Jones a first baseman. Interesting thought. They do have some depth at the first base position now. They've got Goldschmidt. They've got Rice. You could probably do that. You could probably eventually move Judge to first base if you want. Guy's going to be 34 years old next year. He's an enormous target. Now, obviously, he's a fantastic right fielder, but he's an athlete. Yeah, you have no doubt that he could play first base. I mean, Mickey Mantle moved to first base at the end of his career. If I were the Yankees, as a way to keep him healthy, I would be looking at Judge eventually as either a first baseman or a DH. But I think their plan is to have him play the outfield until Giancarlo is out of the picture in a couple of years and then slide over to be your DH around age 35 and just keep his bat in the lineup and hope he becomes, a Nelson Cruz type of hitter at the end of his career where he's just DHing and hitting 40 bombs a year. Got a call here about the Michael K.
Hey,
show.
What's up, Derek? First time calling. With Spencer Jones, Michael K. had a really good point on his show today, saying that the competition from AAA to the major leagues is a very big jump in skill set.
It is.
I don't know how he might translate to the MLB, but he's definitely going to have to adjust. And I wouldn't like to call him up if he's just going to sit down. He actually needs to play.
100%. If you call up a rookie, and they've made this mistake with so many players, you got to play them. You got to let them play every day and play through their struggles. And right now they're in a pennant race. I'm not sure you can afford to take on a struggling player, but I mean, the way he's tearing it up at AAA, I mean, maybe you also ride the hot hand for a little while. Maybe you call him up and he hits 5 home runs in 2 weeks, and plays great defense. I mean, guys have burst on the scene before. It happens all the time. Like almost every year, somebody comes from out of nowhere and plays great down the stretch or plays great for a couple of weeks or a couple of months. Maybe Spencer Jones is going to be one of those guys. And that's what makes this so difficult. Here's Willie.
like I said before, if they trade Spencer Jones for a rental, I've been a Yankee fan for 68 years. I will drop them like a bad habit.
Ooh.
And if I was Aaron Judge, I would ask to be traded because it would just show that the Yankee organization is not serious about winning a World Series.
I mean, is Spencer Jones really what's going to keep you from getting the World Series? I mean, maybe he's the missing trade chip to get you the piece that puts you in the World Series. But yeah, I wouldn't dump the Yankees just for trading Spencer Jones. Come on, you've been a fan too long. All right, so we got a big series tonight. Grudge match. The Yankees are trying to get some revenge here against the Blue Jays. Go ahead and put up the stats here. I mean, you look at the numbers, and the Blue Jays have a better record, but the Yankees are better in a lot of other areas. The Yankees have more home runs. They have a higher OPS plus. They got a lower team ERA. They got more runs scored. But the Blue Jays have won head-to-head. They've been better head-to-head. So, you know, I'm not sure what the deal is. Just got to figure out how to beat them. Yankees, actually, I have Yankees listed as first place. Yankees are in second place. I am sorry. That was a copy and paste error. Oh, my goodness. That is embarrassing. Yeah, so the Yankees are in second place. Blue Jays are in first place. Yankees 3 games out. And I just don't know how you solve this problem of not winning against the American League East. Yankees have been crap against the American League East. And unless you can figure out a way to beat the Blue Jays and beat them at home, it's going to get worse. Got to figure out a way to win this series. All right, let's move on. Something happened to my screen here. My eCam is giving me all sorts of problems today. I'm going to fix this right now while we're live. Let's do it live. You get to see how the sausage is made. We got this. So you see this thing on the bottom. It's called a lower third. And sometimes stuff just resizes itself on these shows. So I'm going to fix it real quick and you get to watch it. It's just one of these buggy softwares that's only for Apple. And so it's what I have to use. And we're going to make it bigger and you're going to see in real time. And sorry for the podcast audience that's listening. This is extraordinarily boring. But here we go. All right. Yankees showing more fight. So, yeah, the Yankees, they had a nice comeback in Toronto a couple of weeks ago. Now, they lost the game. But that was like the beginning of them showing a little bit of extra gusto, right? I mean, they had the comeback win against the Mariners. They had the comeback against the Braves. They're starting to show more fight than they have shown in recent years, and I find that encouraging. Now, it doesn't mean necessarily that they are going to win the East or that they're going to charge all the way to the World Series, but it says that they've got a little bit of something in the tank. Now, you go back to 2009. That was the year of the walk-off. That team was never out of it. You always felt like they were going to be in the World Series because nobody could finish them off. They would come back and get walk-off wins. I remember there was that one series against the Twins where they walked off like 3 games in a row. And then you go back to like 2017, another team that I thought had that it factor. Now they got stopped by the Astros, obviously, for reasons. But that team had chemistry. You always felt like they were going to come back, especially after the trade that brought in like Todd Father and Tommy Kahnle and David Robertson, who, by the way, just signed with the Phillies. That team had chemistry, right? And comeback wins can help build chemistry and build that stick-to-itiveness. And I feel like this team has a little bit of that. They just need the bullpen, right? I mean, you got to have a team, a pitching staff that can keep you in the game. And I think that's why Brian Cashman's going to prioritize the bullpen at the trade deadline. I've been saying that for a while. Just don't trust these guys out there. Loizaga has not been the same. Even Weaver's had ups and downs. Devin Williams has allowed runs in the 9th inning the last few nights. They need some arms in that bullpen. Ian Hamilton has not been the same guy. And I feel like if you strengthen this bullpen, with the way this offense has now proven they can come back on people, it makes you a much stronger team in the second half. And the Yankees have a kind of light schedule the second half of the season. right? I mean, you get through Philly and Tampa Bay, then you play Miami, who you can beat, and then you play Texas, and Houston's good. Minnesota is, they're decent, but you can beat them. The Yankees always beat Minnesota. St. Louis is good. Tampa Bay, Boston, and then it's Washington, Chicago. I mean, you should be able to finish out August really, really strong. And then you got Houston on the road, and then Toronto at home, Detroit at home. That's going to be a tough stretch. And then you finish with Boston, Minnesota, Baltimore. You should be able to beat Minnesota thoroughly, Baltimore, and then Chicago and Baltimore again. So you should be able to finish off strong in both August and September. But you got to get through the tough stretches, and one of them is happening right now. Kicks off tonight. So let's take a few more voicemails.
Right there in front of
but
us.
First, let's go over the lineup because it has been announced. And we're going to pull it up real quick. Man, my eCam is just being shit today. There we go. All right, Trent Grisham in the leadoff spot. Aaron Judge in right field, batting second. Jazz Chisholm batting third at second base. Giancarlo, I think he is going to have a good night. And my Nostra Derek pick tonight is a home run from Giancarlo Stanton. That's the pick. And then we got Jason Dominguez batting fifth. In left field, Paul Goldschmidt batting sixth at first base. Austin Wells behind the dish. And then Anthony Volpe and Oswald Peraza. I think it's funny that the top comment is, dude, why is Peraza still playing? Peraza not good offensively, but definitely can pick it. And with a lefty Rodon on the mound and AstroTurf up there in Toronto. It's not technically AstroTurf. It's like some other kind of like, I don't know what it's called, but man, this lower third is pissing me off. I got to fix that. Anyway, yeah, you want some good defense out there tonight. Quick word from our sponsor, and then back with your comments.
Time for a quickie break. Todd Father and I are going to tell you about Huel, but it's mostly going to be Todd Father because I'm going to take a sip.
Well, we're talking about Huel, 27 vitamins and minerals. It's a complete meal. Let's listen. We all have busy schedules. As Scott's sipping it down, it looks delicious. It tastes delicious. When we're on the run, we need something to eat quick. And guess what? Huel is there. All different flavors. Scotty loves them. I love them. And I love how variety-packed it is, and we can eat them any time of the day.
That's right. Yeah, check out the website. There's bars. There are so many different flavors. I love the black edition. Chocolate, 35 grams of protein. There's strawberry shortcake, coffee caramel, cookies and cream. I can go on, and you get yourself 15% off if you're a new customer using the code FOUL at Huel.com/foul. Please see our description for the terms and conditions. Skip the stress, not the nutrition. Try Huel today for complete nutrition with the code FOUL at Huel.com/foul.
All right, so got a few comments here while we were out. Dom D says we need middle relief. He still has confidence in Weaver and Williams. I agree with you. I think that Weaver will get it together. Williams, I don't know. I don't have a ton of confidence in him, but, it is what it is. I mean, there's not a lot of high-leverage relievers available out there. And then we got Franchise J says, would you trade for Hayes and ask for Mike Burrows with him? Look, I'm not excited about Hayes. I don't think he can hit. I don't really want Hayes. I would rather get Suarez, who at least is going to give you a bat. You know what I mean? Like, you can go to defense late in the game, keep Peraza on the roster, and fill in at third base. Slack Wolf says it's simple. Yankees are going to give Grisham $50 to $60 million, and no, do not bring back Bellinger. People have forgotten the Yankees like Murakami, who plays first base and third base. Murakami's numbers have fallen off a little bit, and I don't think that they're going to give Grisham $50, $60 million. I think when Grisham's contract is up, he's out of there. Would not shock me in the least to see them trade Grisham. Anyway, sorry for the technical glitches today. I got to fix eCam. I got some issues happening here, but I'll see you after the game. We got a Frankie baseball on tonight, win or lose, but big game tonight, Yankees versus Blue Jays. If you made it this far, do us a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join our community. You can also be a part of the show by calling in at 718-899-1068. Also, part of the way that we maintain and fund all of this is through NYYDesigns.shop. Check it out now. Get all sorts of fun Yankees merch, hats, hoodies, zip-ups, beanies, mugs, you name it. We've got it. Check it out, NYYDesigns.shop. And check out Pinstripe Territory on all your favorite podcast platforms. We are the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network. We're here for post-game shows after every single game, and we're here before a lot of games to talk about the game, preview the lineup, the pitching matchups, and things like that. And we're here all off-season to talk about the latest in Yankees rumors, news, etc. Join our community. We'll see you next time.